European politicians have cut many checks over the past couple of years to help the region's ailing economies. Now Eurozone finance ministers have come up with a plan to prop up Spain's financial sector. They've agreed to give Spain 30 billion euros by the end of the month.
Cash and time. Eurozone finance ministers emerged from marathon talks with a two-pronged plan to support Spain. They'll offer as much as $37 billion in loans to Spain's beleaguered banks. They'll also grant the country an extra year to cut its budget deficit to the EU limit of 3%.
This was based on the positive assessment by the Commission on effective action taken and the significantly worsening economic situation in Spain and its impact on the budgetary situation. We expect Spain to take all necessary measures to meet the new 2014 deadline.
The decision is a last-ditch attempt to prevent the Euro region's fourth largest economy from resorting to a full state bailout. Spain is bogged down by bad debts due to a housing crash and recession. Borrowing costs now hover around 7%, a level considered unsustainable, but the government is promising to take extra steps to cut its public deficit.
It is essential that the multiple challenges Spain is facing, the repair of its banking sector, structural reforms to boost growth and jobs and tackle imbalances, and action to restore sustainability to its public finances are addressed with equally strong determination.
The worry among Eurozone leaders was that if Spain's banks weren't bailed out soon, then Spain itself would need a bailout. There are strings. Banks will need to agree on certain conditions, and Spain's financial sector will be more tightly regulated. But finance ministers say they're confident it's enough to strengthen Spain's banks. Not everyone will be happy though. There have already been protests by people who say the banks don't deserve a bailout. Many here blame them for Spain's financial problems and rising unemployment.
The ministers have been meeting against the backdrop of Europe's deepening debt crisis, which has been described as more acute than the 2008 turmoil which brought down the US investment bank of Lehman Brothers. Our correspondent in Brussels says the Eurogroup has finally reconfirmed the importance of decisions taken during the last EU summit, one of them being that from September the European Commission will present concrete proposals for a centralised European banking supervisor to be set up next year.